morning, everybody. Oh, we had rain last night. We haven't had rain in so long. Pardon the goats, they're very impatient. My plan was to release a video today on how to make smoked salsa, but my phone has been going crazy with people asking questions about when to cover their tomatoes. So instead, I'm gonna go ahead and release that video. Uh-oh, we can't get in the chicken coop. Hang on. Did you get one? This one. Okay, I know, it's okay.
Hey, I think there's an egg over there.
No, not an egg. No, we're all good. Okay, let's go. You gotta open the door for mommy. So, here's my plan. I will put in this video when to cover your tomatoes, how to get them ready for fall, and tips that will help you guys with your tomato harvest this fall. There's some serious thunder going on outside. It's kind of crazy. So my salsa video and how to make salsa, how to make our yummy homemade smoked salsa, how you guys can make it too, that's gonna come out on Friday now. So stay tuned for that. But I wanted to make sure that I got information to you guys on how to do your tomatoes before it was too late, because frost might be coming for all of you tonight. So enjoy some of us doing some tomato work and harvesting our own, because, well, let's face it, we get frosted way before most of you guys do. So I've already done this and I'm refreshed for the year, so I can tell you guys how to do your tomatoes as well. So enjoy that, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Show you how to pick them, okay? All right, guys, here's where we're left with. I think we did pretty good. A lot of these are turning. We have a little bit of damage. These guys got the most frost damage, so I don't know if we'll be canning these or not. But most of these cherry ones here, just a minute, please. Here, show me. Ooh, yeah. So most of these are cherry tomatoes, which is fine. We're gonna turn them into sun-dried tomatoes using the dehydrator. And then there's the ones on the end. So this definitely got a bit colder. But these ones are going to be great. Okay.
Hey Maggie, can you wait just a second so that Mommy can show you?
Here's what I want. We're going to clip
Look
the
at Mommy.
whole
Look at
stem
Mommy.
because I want them to ripen together.
Okay.
And then maybe we can just hand them off. Yep, hold on. Yeah, make sure you get the whole stem. That's good. And don't clip the tomatoes.
I know.
Well done. Yep, that's perfect. Yep.
Can
And
I
then,
have it too?
Okay, but when you've got red and green, you
so
want to
clip
take...
the red ones off.
Okay, Ben, can
Stop.
I use those, please?
Hey, listen.
Jeez, that was a big spider by Maggie.
Ben, no. Okay, you just stabbed a tomato. Gotta be really careful. Good. Good job. Okay, now Mommy's gonna do this and we're gonna hand them to you guys. Okay?
Fuck! Okay, my turn.
Beauties.
My turn. Blend them
Okay, come in over here. Scooch. Okay, let's go under there. Good. Clip.
I'm collecting them off the ground.
Clip hard. Okay, good job. Okay, let go. Let go.
Hey, you and me are taking turns.
Wowzer. That's
Whoa,
a heavy.
Mom,
That's like 5
I think we
pounds.
should do this
And you
one.
want to clip off this one?
Oh, here's a red one.
Okay, here you go, Maggie. Put the red one in. The
What?
red in
Red
the
one
red
goes
bowl.
in here.
Mom, I'm collecting some off the ground.
Great. That's bent.
Mom,
Wonderful.
can I have it next time?
No, not right now. We maybe picked a few tomatoes today. The plants are now empty. It's kind of sad, but it's also very gratifying to see that I actually can grow tomatoes here pretty successfully. So we ended up, I don't even know how many pounds. There's 18 plants here. It's extremely smoky. So we did end up getting about a week past, yeah, gross, huh? We got a week past our normal frost date. So usually it will frost sometime the last week of August. This time it was a week later, so the first week of September. I have my developing theory on why that is, but honestly, I will need a couple more years to see if that theory is correct or not. So for now, I'll keep it to myself, and I'll keep you posted in the coming years as to see if it keeps being a week later or even 2 weeks later. We have consistently had frost. Well, we'll say cold temperatures. It hasn't really frosted per se, but we've been down at 30 degrees so far and under freezing, which is 32 degrees Fahrenheit, for about a week. Maybe a little bit more than a week. So yeah, it's kind of, but it's been really smoky. So I just decided, you know what, I'm kind of tired of hanging on and covering these tomatoes. We've been covering them every night. Yesterday, I didn't even bother taking the covers off because it was so chilly and so smoky. I just left the covers on for the whole day. And, but I'm pretty thrilled with this harvest. I'm thankful that the plants we need to use for canning didn't get too cold because we put the sheets on, and all of the plants that were in the kitchen garden, which is back there, they did get frosted pretty bad, unfortunately, but I kind of was waiting to see, like, would that garden frost later than this other garden over here because of the metal raised beds. And no, that didn't work at all. So no, we did not create a little microclimate, not really over there. However, all of the cold loving plants are thriving at this point, and I did throw in some new seeds recently, just with lettuce and kale and radishes and really cold loving things. So we'll see. We are still harvesting strawberries out of there, so that's pretty late. We've never gotten strawberries this late before. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of all just a big experiment. It's all been a big experiment for 7 years now. So I'm pretty excited about this harvest. So we'll load it up. We have a ton more in the house, so I'll show you guys before we take off today. Here's all the tomatoes, guys. It's just a few, really. What Mom doesn't know is that she gets to help cut them all up. I know. What you guys are really wondering is how can you get this many tomatoes? And I am really excited because I'm going to share with you how you can have this many tomatoes. And if you live in a warm climate, how to get even more than I got. So stay tuned. That video is coming. Hopefully really soon. I'm trying to decide if I want to release it right now or if I want to wait and make it part of a garden planning video next year. So I will, I'll think about it. It's a crazy morning this morning. Lots going on. So how do you know when to cover your tomatoes before they have to look like this, right? So the first thing is you need to know your microclimate, especially if you're up in our area or in the north, in North Idaho. we are pretty bad for microclimates. They're just a lot of them. And it's okay. You just have to know your specific one. So watch your weather alerts. Watch Facebook, because a lot of times if there's a frost that's like really gonna happen, a lot of people will post about it. Sometimes the National Weather Station will put out like a weather freeze warning. Those are all great ways to know. You can also try to Google it, like first and last frost dates for your area. If you just go to Google, type in your zip code, a lot of times it will pull it up. Another really great thing to do is go meet your neighbors. Go talk to them, go ask them, say when was your last frost date, or when are you going to cover your garden, things like that. Unfortunately, because it is so much colder right here on my property, I'm about a week, sometimes even 2 weeks ahead of everybody else in this area for frost. So even my neighbor, they got a really light frost, but only 1 day this week, and she lives half a mile away from me. So yeah, they have not even covered anything. However, their garden is surrounded by cinder block and gravel and a house, and it's very close to the house. So all of that equals tiny little microclimate in itself. So, you know, there's lots of factors. So how can this help you guys? As far as I know, everybody in our area, Spirit Lake, Sandpoint, possibly Hayden, but maybe not. So if you're like Athol North, maybe get ready for even as early as tonight. If it continues raining, I would say that it's likely not going to frost, but if it doesn't, if it stops raining and tomorrow has different weather, like clear sunny skies, it could get very cold tonight, and it might freeze. So keep that in mind. But from what I know, people are starting to get ready to cover their tomatoes in our area, either from like between tonight and Saturday. So how cold does it have to be before you're going to go ahead and just harvest everything? I would say consistent cold temperatures. So for us, when it says it's in the 40s, that's 10 degrees colder for us, like on our weather app. And so I say if it's going to consistently show that that's going to be the same weather, then we're going to go ahead and get ready to pick. So I went ahead and covered these guys for a whole week before we picked them, and allowing them to turn red as much as possible, or at least show signs of ripening, which shows me even the green ones are going to ripen. If your temperatures are doing like 60, 50, 40, 60, 40, 50, you know, that kind of jumping all over the place at nighttime, then I don't usually worry about it. I'll just make sure I cover it every single night in case that changes, and then everything, and then I know that my harvest will be fine. So tomatoes are very frost sensitive. Peppers are obviously in the same category. Our peppers are still in our high tunnels, which do have a little bit of leakage, but the ones on the very edge that actually almost touch the edge of the high tunnel there, they did get too cold. The night that it was 30 degrees here, it was way too cold. Squash, our summer squash, they showed the very first signs. Our whole patch is already gone. We're done. And so we just harvested everything, even the winter squash. We just got on with it because there's just no sense in wasting and losing your produce. So I hope that's helpful for you guys. I hope it makes sense. And I realize for all of you people in the warm climate, that's not very helpful. So if you are warmer, like we're talking, you know, Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls, you may end up having even more time on that. Sometimes you might not get your first frost until October, which is so nice. That's awesome. But for a more general rule of thumb, if you guys are watching this and you're nowhere close to me, most of the time you're going to want to start pruning up your tomatoes about 2 to 4 weeks before your first frost to fall. You want to start making sure you're covering them when those temperatures are going to be 32 degrees, which is Fahrenheit, and freezing. You're going to want to go ahead and get those covered every single night. It's even better if you're just growing them in a hoop house and you don't have to worry about it. But beyond that, you know, I say, like I said, if I watch my weather temperatures, which I watch them very carefully, I know that if it says 45, it means 35 just for us. It could even be colder than that. So just keep an eye on it. Start learning your weather. That's my best tip for you. I hope you have a fabulous rainy day. And if you have been dealing with fires close to your house, we've been praying for you, and hopefully this will put them out. So thanks for watching today. I'll see you guys on Friday with salsa making. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. If you also turn on the little ring the notification bell down at the bottom, that makes sure that you are notified every time I post a video so you don't miss out on any gardening tips. I'll see you guys again real soon. Thanks for joining me.